So this right here is going to be talking all about like what I eat to avoid temptation towards going to cooked food, right? Because when in moments when it's like super snowy outside or super cold outside, like you easily just want a soup, you want something cooked, you want something warm, right? And I've developed certain techniques to help me get over that hump, right? So that way you can still be on the journey if you so desire that, and be able to still be raw or high raw, right? Now, I'm not necessarily in America right now. However, I have been high raw vegan for the past like 4 years. So I've definitely implemented these techniques. Like it really just comes down to you doing about like 4 or 5 things, right? One being exercise, right? 2 being breath work. 3 being incorporating herbs. 4 being spices or herbs and spices, right? And then 5 would be, using your blender the right way. Because a lot of people don't know this, but you can use your blender to be able to have something warm. I'm gonna get into it, okay? So what you would do is simply with workout, right? Like, I mean, simple math. You want to work out, you're gonna burn some sweat, you're gonna burn some calories, you're gonna, feel hot, you're gonna sweat, you're gonna feel the fire. That can help you relax and also get in the mode of, going to sleep and going on about your day, right? Pranayama, I like to do skull shiny or shiny skull, I believe it's called, I'm forgetting. But essentially breath of fire, and also bellows breath is really, really great. And you can do, for herbs or herbs and spices, right? Because you can use spices for herbs and, teas and on food and stuff like that. But what I do is fenugreek, clove, cinnamon, cumin, turmeric, ginger, cayenne pepper, and black pepper as well. Some of those aren't really like high on the fire scale, but they have some fire to them, or also they also have more earth grounding element to them, okay? So I guess this is like energetics of food. But yeah, no, like, those categories, fire and also groundingness, right, are great because it helps you get over the hump with like wanting to have cooked food, right? Now, what I normally eat, right? So I really only have this problem like closer to the end of the day, right? So at night. So what I like to do is a soup, right? I'll do like a tomato soup. Depends, I might do like a leek soup, It just really depends, Really depends on how I'm feeling. But the way that I make those though is by simply, so I can use, you can use your blender, right? So you can use your blender a certain way. If you know how to use your blender, you can use it pretty well to make these 5 things, right? If you apply these 5 techniques, like things can be pretty great for you on this journey as like a raw vegan or high raw vegan. But if you use your blender correctly and just keep blending, you can be able to, the heat coming from your blender will actually heat up the food that you are making. Now, yes, you feel me, this is killing the food essentially, and in the heat and et cetera, et cetera. However, I'm not that big of a stickler. I'm not that anal about it, Like, if I have a soup that's a little warm, it's okay. I'm not tripping on it, Like tomorrow I'm gonna eat freaking amazing, So, so I've gone over the breath works that I do. Skull shiny, breath of fire, and then also bellows breath. And then I've also went over just working out, yoga, you feel me, calisthenics, whichever one works better for you. And then also too, what I eat is I will not only do the soup, but I'll also do tea, right? Tea is something I think is super underrated. You can have ginger tea, turmeric tea, like all the time with a little bit of clove and black pepper, and that will be magical, I promise. I really do a lot of tea, to be honest. Like, you really only have to worry about wanting cooked food really for dinner. because breakfast, you kind of wake up very comfortable, very relaxed. You don't really want anything heavy. So you're easily gonna go towards like light living foods, right? And then for lunch, you want more grounding, more sustaining, right? More fueling. And that's okay too. So really the biggest problem is just for dinner. And that's always been my issue as well with like being raw vegan. That's the reason why I never fully committed to being fully raw vegan years ago. But I've been high raw vegan for the past 4 years. And it's been easy because like I said, like breakfast and lunch, it's like typically the easiest, you know? But for dinner, that's the hard part sometimes, depending upon your lifestyle and your environment and the conveniency of like what you have available to you, right? So yeah, so I would say soup. You can do a pho as well. So pho meaning like you can get kelp noodles. You can also do some hot water on top of that, and that'll still be good. Yeah, that's really what I eat, honestly. Like, and I only spent like a full month in Canada. Salads too can help with that. Like if you have a salad at night with very grounding and fiery herbs like some ginger or some sesame and lime, but dominant on the ginger side, right, as the dressing, or maybe just put a full cayenne pepper in there, or jalapeno, right, or however you want to get creative with it, right? Putting that in a sauce dressing, right, and putting it on the salad can help with that internal fire. So that way you don't end up having to say, oh, why should I be raw vegan because of this or because of that? And again, I just want to say this too. This is just for those who essentially want to stay raw vegan. You know, if you're not on that path, then you're not on that path, and that's okay, you know? And I also think it's important to mention too, like, don't be too crazy about staying raw vegan, because in times of when you are traveling, there's gonna be hiccups, and it's okay, you feel me? You are a healthy, natural human being that has the opportunity to even choose what they eat, right? So stand on that and fully embrace that, and just realize that like not everybody has that opportunity to be like, okay, cool, I'm only eating this, you know? So yeah, with that being said, be chill, be cool, you feel me? And don't lose your cool, you know? Like, it's okay. I just really want to tell you guys, like, it's okay if you mess up, if you have some cooked food here and there. It's all in divine timing, you feel me? I've been high raw for the past 4 years. So, like, I've definitely had my preparation to get to this point of being fully raw. And it's actually day like 30 something, and I still have not posted my raw 30-day video. However, I will be posting that at some point. But I just wanted to come on here and say like some tips on how you can stay raw vegan, and also what you can eat as a raw vegan during like winter, because I know that's like the hardest and most common thing that people talk about. And I've got a little bit of experience with it because I've been high raw for the past 4 years. With that being said, like the video, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace and love.